iDrive. Good day all. This is TJ, the Park Hopper, coming to you today from iDrive in Orlando, and I'm about to take an inexpensive lunch here at Me Asian Bistro and Buffet on iDrive. Very inexpensive lunch. You're looking at $13.95 on the weekend for a lunch. So I'm gonna get in here and see how it is and let you know my thoughts. Let's do it. So I've got my first plate here. Let me go through and tell you a little bit about what I've gotten. So I have these boiled shrimp that are cold, but they are fully peeled and detailed and deveined, which is really nice. I have a spicy crab meat and cream cheese sushi. I have bean curd stuffed with seaweed salad with some tobiko on top. I do have a crab meat, a spicy crab roll here. I have the standard California roll right there, as you can see, with cucumber and crab. I do have another crab here that is just got a little bit of spicy drizzle and celery on top. Then I've got a shrimp tempura roll here. Of course, I've got some crab salad, and I believe that's it on this plate. And the shrimp tempura roll. This is tempura shrimp rolled in with spicy and eel sauce on top. Then I've got hot and sour soup with a few wontons to try out mixed in there. So the first thing I'm going to give a try to, of course, is some sushi here, starting with that tempura roll on top. Put a little bit of the wasabi soy that I mixed up here for myself. Definitely taste the tempura batter. The rice texture is fine. I feel like the tempura may have been set there for a while, but in terms of the batter is not crispy, it is soft. So okay on that. I'm gonna give it a shot at the spicy crab roll and see what we've got here. Here we go. Kind of an unexpected garlicky flavor initially. Pretty decent spicy sauce, on the mild side of spicy sauce. Now I'm gonna give a shot to the California roll. It's just of everything that I've tried here thus far. Bright cucumber, really like that. Now a shot to the crab meat cream cheese. Not huge on the cream cheese that's being used, but serviceable. So again, this being lunchtime, there's not a big selection of sushi available to you. I would definitely recommend the California roll just because it's fresh. Let me give a little bite here to the seaweed salad that's stuffed in that bean curd with the tobiko on top. That may be a ginger dressing, I'm not sure. I'll let you know. The seaweed salad, not my favorite. Decent, and it's just really on the top. The rest of the roll is actually stuffed with rice, so it's not full of seaweed salad, so it's more like a little accoutrement of that's holding pretty together. So I'm not sure how long that sat there, but again, I think I would stick with the California roll. Let's give a shot to this cold shrimp, see if it tastes good. Pretty good, actually. A fresh flavor. So I wouldn't go with that. A little bit of the crab salad here. Oniony, crunchy, a little different, but good in a good way. So California rolled shrimp for sure, and that crab salad. Now I want to give a shot just to the hot and sour soup here. I failed to get myself a spoon. I'm gonna try the wonton at least. I can tell you the hot and sour soup is decently spicy. I like that. Not huge on the wonton itself. Sure, hot and sour soup, very good. One last thing I wanted to try was this crab rangoon. I know this is very popular. Not very fresh. So this might have come off last night's bar. You can tell it had spent a little bit of time in a walk-in. And again, this might be a different experience at dinner. Bar, I think it's serviceable. Okay guys, so to give, this is the next plate here that I fixed myself. And I'll let you know what I've gotten. Butter shrimp. This is steamed flounder. This is oven baked salmon. This is the baked whitefish. This here is a teriyaki, or excuse me, a boneless spare rib. Then we've got pepper steak, just a taste of that. We've got some steamed bok choy. We've got some sauteed bean sprouts, sauteed string bean, and I believe that's it. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I think to these things. Oh, and this is a black bean clam. It's not a mussel. It was displayed as a mussel, but that is a clam. So we'll give all this a shot, and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, guys. So to begin with, I'm gonna give the flounder. Be careful with the flounder. It is not filleted, cooked whole. So might want to just be wary if you have any small children that you're giving fish to that that flounder at least was not deboned. Ironically enough, I think I got mostly bones here, so one more shot. So far the taste is great. There we go. Very good flavor. So that was a hit. Now the salmon. Not bad as well. Not super hot, but flavor is pretty good. Now the whitefish. The whitefish is good. I would say overall flavor-wise, the flounder is the best. Even though it's not filleted, the flavor of the flounder is very good. Now let me give a shot to the clam here, the black bean clam. Not bad. Not bad. I don't know if I would like zone in on that, but it wasn't bad. Now let's move on to some of these vegetables here, starting with that bok choy. Actually, I don't think this is even bok choy. It looks more like cabbage when I pulled it up, so let's give it a shot. Really good. I'd say it's stock cooked. There is some sugar in it, but there's a lot of ginger in the flavor of that, so I really did like that. Now the bean sprouts, let me give it a shot here. Not overly prepared, but string bean, sauteed string bean, let's give it a shot. And not super fresh in terms of vegetable quality, but very well cooked. Definitely, I think thus far the flounder is the best thing. Thank you. Thank you. The flounder is the best thing. And now I'm gonna give it a shot to this pepper steak. Of course, you've got the tenderization that they use is generally baking soda or MSG. Pretty good quality meat too, so I'm not hating on that. Now I want to give a shot to the boneless spare rib here. You can see the beautiful color on this. Look at that. Not too bad. A little lacking in flavor. Meat quality is not great. My favorite, but not bad. And finally, on the plate, the buttered shrimp, which is very similar to the shrimp that we had from the salad bar, but just sauteed in butter. Good quality, great garlic flavor, nice and buttery as it says. So on this plate, the pepper steak decent. The flounder was really good. I actually recommend that. Not too crazy about the vegetables. And the butter shrimp I like. So those are my thoughts about this plate. Okay, and finally for dessert, I just wanted to try a few little things here. So interestingly enough, they had some flan. I can look at that and say that maybe the texture's not that great, but we'll see how it tastes. We have some pineapple cake here. We have this cappuccino mousse cake and carrot cake, and of course a piece of melon and cantaloupe there. I'll try with these cakes first. Again with this, these are actually pretty common, these square cakes that you find at these Asian buffets. These are again baked off-site and brought in from a food distributor. So generally these are pretty good. A lot of coffee flavor, which I like. The cake portion in itself is a little dry, but there's enough cream there to balance it out. Now the pineapple cake. Pretty bright flavor, very creamy. Texture's fine. Now the carrot cake here. Really a seasonal cake. It's kind of cool to see that here. Let's see how it tastes. Again, I love the icing. The cake in itself, a little dry, a little textured. Now I wanted to give a shot to the flan. See how the flavor of that flan is. Just as I said, the texture's actually, the flavor is actually really, really good. That texture is just not right for flan, but not bad. Cantaloupe, fresh, not really ripe. Pretty decent for cantaloupe. Melon. The cantaloupe was a little better than the melon. Overall, I'd say that the flavor of the cappuccino mousse cake was really good. The flavor of the flan was good. The melons, I could take or leave, and the other two cakes were just okay. Those are my thoughts. Okay, guys, so briefly, I just wanted to talk about the bill here. As you can see, they add a gratuity of $2.23 to the bill. So, again, the initial price is $13.95. With tax, totals $14.86, and then that gratuity they put on top brings it to $17.09. They had offered me soda, and I wanted just water today, which the water was pretty good. You can see here the soft drink prices, not too bad for soft drinks and the hot tea especially. So that was pretty good. So again, guys, overall I'd say a pretty decent experience there at May Asian Bistro. That restaurant has been there for quite a while. Really love the decor. It was clean enough. There were a few things that I felt like were in disrepair, but overall the shape of the restaurant was good. Quality-wise in the food, you know, you had some things that were from the night before brought over and served this morning, and then you had things that were fresh. I would say the things that you would want to be extremely fresh were extremely fresh, and the things that you didn't necessarily have to be extremely fresh to enjoy were that way as well. Overall, I would say price-wise, $13.95, great deal. I'm not a fan and not very happy about the added gratuity. And I generally would always leave gratuity, but to have it pre-added into the bill when there's no real service, maybe just a water refill here and there for what I got, it just seems like it was a stingy thing. But again, we're in a tourist corridor. You kind of expect a few little things like that. So any other Asian buffets that are in this area, namely on the other side of I-4, you had Hokkaido. I really think that they're a much better restaurant, much better quality, a lot more choices. But this is not bad. Kids were $6.95, and I think that that was a pretty reasonable. And those are my thoughts. If you love what I do, please vibe, job, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great weekend.